Now, Gear has recently unveiled their Economic Development Strategic Plan. This is, again, one more attempt to lay down on paper how we are going to reach this prosperous future of growth. What are the aspects of this plan, and how does it differ from the many similar efforts in the past?
Okay, one quick difference is this is the first public-private partnership that has developed one of these plans. There have been quite a number of what I would call public sector plans in the past, but really not much emphasis on public and private candidly working together. I would submit that that's probably the major difference, is hopefully we've been more honest and open in what we decided we would be doing. And the other thing is that we're going out for a public participation process in the not too distant future. In the past, plans have tended to be adopted and sort of tried to be imposed from on high. It doesn't work. It hasn't worked in any community across the United States, and perhaps we shouldn't have, as a community, tried to impose also. I think a much more logical way is what this is really all about is people, individuals, human caring, changes at the individual level, and that's why we're going out and talking to literally thousands of folks in the next few months saying, hey, did we get it right? If not, what changes do we need to make? We've got to have confidence that people can make choices. I know that's a thought that sometimes hasn't been as prevalent here in this community as we need to have. We've been a little power dominated. Well, I think we need to do things from the grassroots to an extent.
What are the points in the plan?
Well, we've got four major points. The first one is that education, or a world competitive workforce, is really where we've got to be. The notion that you could get by working from, the neck down, hey, that's not true anymore. The educational content, the skill content that it takes to work in jobs currently is higher than what we have. It's also going to be much higher educational attainment to have jobs in the future. And I think that folks that are dropping out of school, hey, you need to be looking hard at what that means to you. We need to be, again, candid in assessing how kids are performing. By age 16, if you're not meeting certain minimum standards, you need to be told that, because it probably means you may not succeed out there in society. Second element is pure small business, retention, expansion, entrepreneurship. That's got to be one of the most important things we do. It's not all GM jobs. In fact, our plan flatly says that GM will not be a source of new jobs in the future. So thousands of kids who have false expectations of getting a good job at GM, they've got to change. There are not going to be new jobs at GM. We need to be looking hard at small business and entrepreneurship, job titles that we haven't thought of in the past. Third element, real quickly, is the application of information to manufacturing. We've got to think more in our competitive world economy to have an edge that gives us high income. Manual labor doesn't pay well in most of the world. Those sorts of jobs are going to be harder to find here in the U.S. And the fourth element is let's take care of GM and the UAW. Let's face it, they're an enormous engine here. They're a positive force here. GM is a major purchaser of goods and services. They employ by far and away our largest number of people, in the vicinity of 45,000 or so today. And our best guess is that by the year 2000, they're going to continue to employ by far and away the largest number of people, but probably quite a few less than we have today.